This Bugatti Chiron has parts from 8 different car manufacturers inside it. Not 8 different suppliers. Not 8 different component categories. 8 different car brands. Brands you recognize. Brands that make cars costing a fraction of what this Bugatti costs. Some of them Matt found by cross-referencing part numbers, pulling crashed components, reading what was stamped on them, and tracing them back to their origin. Some of them Bugatti put there themselves, from the factory, and hoped nobody would ever look closely enough to notice. By the end of this video, we're going through every single one. What the part is, which car it came from, what it costs independently versus what Bugatti would charge you for the privilege of knowing it exists. And most importantly, the one brand on this list that Bugatti will find most embarrassing. Because one of these cross-references doesn't just prove that Bugatti sources cheaper parts from other manufacturers. It proves that Bugatti knew about it, built it that way from day one, and said nothing. That reveal is coming. But first, let's start with the parts you already know about, and explain why they matter more than you might think. The passenger airbag in this Bugatti Chiron Per Sport carries the same part number as the airbag fitted to an Audi A38V, the 2013 to 2022 generation, a family hatchback, a car that costs roughly £25,000 new. Matt found this by removing the deployed airbag from the crash-damaged Chiron and reading the part number directly off the component. The number matched, not approximately, not close enough. Exactly. An Audi A3 airbag costs between £200 and £400 depending on the source. Bugatti's price for the same component, if they would even sell it to you, which they typically refuse to do, would be consistent with their broader parts pricing. A model that routinely charges thousands for components that cost hundreds elsewhere. But the detail that makes this cross-reference more significant than a simple price comparison is what came next. The airbag cover, the trim panel that sits over the airbag and is engineered to rupture correctly during deployment, had to be reverse-engineered from scratch. Matt and the team at E28 Customs measured the exact panel thickness of a crashed original, designed laser-cut weakening lines invisible from the outside, calibrated to rupture in the correct sequence when the bag fires. That cover exists on no Bugatti parts list. It was designed by a team in Miami, built using measurements taken from a destroyed original. And it fitted perfectly. The steering wheel airbag requires a pyrotechnic squib, a small explosive charge that fires the deployment mechanism in a fraction of a second. Matt cross-referenced the squib's part number and traced it back to an Aston Martin. An Aston Martin steering wheel explosive is now fitted, connected, and functional inside a Bugatti Chiron. The price difference is significant. Aston Martin squib pricing versus Bugatti squib pricing. At the hypercar parts premium Bugatti applies to everything that passes through their network. The car does not know the difference, because it is the same part. This is the most well-known cross-reference in this entire rebuild. But most people haven't heard the specific engineering detail that makes it more impressive than it sounds. A standard radiator is rated partly by its fin density, the thin metal strips that transfer heat from coolant to passing air. The Bugatti Chiron's original radiators run 75 fins per unit. Bob-sourced Honda Civic cores with 73 fins, but slightly larger fins. The result? The same total surface area, the same heat transfer capacity, the same thermal performance in a different physical configuration. Bob fitted custom aluminum end tanks, machined fittings to match the Chiron's hose diameters, and built 10 complete radiators. They held the W16 engine at 92 degrees Celsius. A Honda Civic, cooling a 16-cylinder, quad-turbocharged, 1500 horsepower engine. Bugatti's own radiator specification, the one they refused to supply, matched a Honda Civic closely enough that the function is, for all practical purposes, identical. Now the list gets more interesting, because the next 3 parts weren't found by Matt. They were already there. At the rear of the Chiron sits a secondary air pump. Its job, blowing fresh air into the exhaust on cold starts to heat the catalytic converters faster and reduce cold start emissions. The original was missing from this car when Matt took on the rebuild. No explanation for why it had been removed. Matt cross-referenced the part number. Volkswagen Passat. A family saloon. The same part, bolted straight in. But here's what separates this from Matt's other finds. This isn't a component he sourced as an equivalent. This is a component that shares an exact part number with a Volkswagen product, which means Bugatti's own engineers, during the original design and production of this car, chose a VW Group unit for this function. The same group that owns Bugatti. The same parts catalog that supplies Audi, Volkswagen, Porsche, Lamborghini, Bentley. The secondary air pump in a £3 million hypercar is the same unit as in a £45,000 family saloon, because the part does the job, and because using shared components across the group reduces cost. Which raises an uncomfortable question about the airbag. The front crash bar, rebuilt by Bob over 60 hours from a destroyed original, needed crash sensors. 2 of them, one on each side, to register impact direction and trigger the correct airbag deployment sequence. Matt cross-referenced the part number. 2 Porsche crash sensors are now mounted to a crash bar built from scratch, inside a Bugatti Chiron. Bolted in. Connected. The airbag fault code that had corresponded to the passenger side crash sensor cleared the moment the sensor was connected. The car accepted them, recognized them, confirmed them as correct. Because they are correct. Porsche is also part of the Volkswagen Group. The same group. The same catalog. These crash sensors aren't in this Bugatti because Matt found a workaround. They're in this Bugatti because Bugatti and Porsche share a supplier. The Mercedes pyro fuse is the one. A pyro fuse is a safety-critical device. In a serious impact, when the airbags fire, the pyro fuse detonates. It physically severs the connection between the battery and the car's electrical systems, cutting power, reducing fire risk. A last line of defense. Matt found this one hidden above the battery, beneath the carbon monocoque. He removed it and read the label. Mercedes-Benz. Not a Volkswagen Group brand. Not Audi, not Porsche, not Lamborghini. Mercedes. A direct competitor. And it wasn't sourced by Matt. It was fitted by Bugatti at the factory during original production. Bugatti chose a Mercedes safety component because Mercedes produces one of the most trusted pyro fuse designs in the industry. Because it meets the required safety standard. Because it's available at volume pricing from a reliable supplier. The logic is completely sound, but it reveals something important about what Bugatti's parts premium is actually paying for. Because a Mercedes pyro fuse, at Mercedes pricing, is a fraction of what Bugatti charges for any safety component through their network. The premium isn't for components more exclusive than anything else on the market. It's for the information about which non-exclusive components are inside the car. Information Bugatti has no interest in sharing. Matt found it by removing the part and reading what it said. Bugatti would never have told him it was there. The Lamborghini Gallardo fuse board, the component that physically distributes electrical power throughout the entire car, took damage in the crash. Matt removed it, assessed the extent of the damage, then cross-referenced the architecture. Lamborghini Gallardo. The fuse board from a Lamborghini Gallardo is electrically compatible with the Bugatti Chiron. Both are Volkswagen Group products. Both share the same underlying electrical platform architecture. The component that routes power to every system in a £4 million hypercar is interchangeable with one from a car worth £35,000 on the used market. Matt fitted the Gallardo board directly. One thing didn't carry over: the cover. The Gallardo doesn't have one, the Chiron does. That cover is being fabricated. But the board itself, the fuses, the routing, the connections, all confirmed. All functional. The Amazon bolt. A titanium specification fastener. The correct grade, the correct thread pitch, the correct length. Available on Amazon. Prime delivery. £11. Matt ordered it. Fitted it. It is in the car now, and the car drove on it. Here's why this is the most significant item on the list, not because of the price gap, but because of what it proves about the principle underlying Bugatti's entire parts strategy. Every argument Bugatti makes for why components must pass through their network, the safety requirements, the specification control, the material standards, is directly contradicted by a bolt you can order from Amazon before lunch and have by tomorrow. The bolt meets the specification, because the specification is a standard engineering specification that exists independently of any Bugatti catalog. And if an Amazon bolt meets it, which it does, because it's fitted and the car has driven on it, then the specification is accessible to anyone who knows what to look for. Matt has spent 14 months proving that he knows exactly what to look for. Audi A3 airbag, Aston Martin squib, Honda Civic radiator cores, Volkswagen Passat secondary air pump, Porsche crash sensors, Mercedes Pyro fuse, Lamborghini Gallardo fuse board, Amazon Bolt. 8 brands, 1 Bugatti. 5 of those 8, Audi, Volkswagen, Porsche, Lamborghini, Mercedes, are not Matt's cross-references. They are Bugatti's own supply chain. Components that Bugatti's engineers chose during the original design and production of this car because they met the specification, kept costs manageable, and came from trusted suppliers. The parts premium Bugatti charges is not for components that are more exclusive or more sophisticated than everything else on the market. It is for the information about which non-exclusive, non-mysterious components are actually inside the car. Information that Bugatti controls by refusing to publish it, refusing to supply parts independently, and building a dealer network whose existence depends on that information remaining proprietary. Matt found the information by removing the parts and reading the numbers stamped on them. And now that information is public. Permanent. On YouTube. Any Bugatti owner who needs any of these components now knows exactly where to look. 8 brands. 1 Bugatti. Audi, Aston Martin, Honda, Volkswagen, Porsche, Mercedes, Lamborghini, Amazon. Some put there by Matt. Some put there by Bugatti themselves at the factory before this car ever left the production line. All of them working. All of them confirmed by a temperature hold at 92 degrees and by a first drive that sent blood leaving the extremities of the man behind the wheel. Tell us in the comments which of the 8 brands surprises you most, and whether you think there are more cross-references still to be found. Because the fuse board cover still needs fabricating, the BCM reset is coming, and IVA preparation begins soon. Every step of that process is another opportunity to find one more brand that Bugatti would rather nobody knew about. This list is probably not finished. And neither is the rebuild.